Hello and welcome to CoreTV News. On the hour, I am Olajumoke Olatuji. Drama ensued at the Lawrence Central Praying Field as the battered Senate President Bukola Saraki was pelted with stones and sachet of potable water. The outburst was ascribed to the non-payment of worker salaries before the Eid celebration, thus making the Muslims fall short of their expectations. The Kwara Police Command, however, dismissed this, confirming the arrest of some hoodlums and beggars. Rashid has more. Meanwhile, the Senate President Bukola Saraki has denied that he was attacked at the Eid Praying Ground in Ilorin, Kwara State. His media office said in a statement issued in Abuja that was no incident that could have led to him being whisked away from the prayer ground. And to buttress the position, Saraki's media aides noted that he even spoke with reporters before leaving the prayer ground. They, however, acknowledged there was a protest allegedly staged by local government employees over non-payment of salaries, which they said hoodlums attempted to hijack until it was curtailed by security agents. The Senate President's media team also noted that the Kwara State government has since issued a statement where it claimed the majority of the workers have received their salaries. It also quoted the government officials as saying that those yet to be paid will receive the salary on Monday. The Plateau State governor, Sinilalang, has approved 40 million naira for the purchase of rams and cows as Muslims mark the festival of Eid al-Kabir. The governor said that the gesture was to cushion the effects of soaring prices of goods. Lalang spoke through his Deputy Chief of Staff, Yusuf Awaja, saying his administration would always make the welfare of the citizens his priority.
The youth who have been at the forefront of the consuming communal clashes in Plateau State saw the Salah celebration as a means of relaxation and giving thanks to the Creator for the gift of life. Some who spoke to CoreTV News described the festive moment as a relief from all that has befallen them in the past and called on their fellow celebrants to eschew violence and acrimony.
Actually, I really feel great today. Today is the day of celebration. We are actually so impressed with the Salah celebration. Thank you, sir.
Some of the major accidents recorded during the festive periods is often traceable to the exuberance of the youth and drunkenness. Hence, the call was made to the road safety officials to be up and doing in ensuring that traffic laws are maintained. One of the youth leader, Abba Azan, called on the youth to be moderate in their celebration while urging them not to forget the purpose of the celebration.
I'm very excited about what is going on right now because we are celebrating the Eid al-Kabir, and you know, according to the we have to slaughter a lamb to make a sacrifice. You understand? So everybody's happy, jubilating, put a new clothes to come and pray, so that God Allah will accept your ibadah. road safety, they should go and they should start doing their prayers on the road, because there is underage drivers, and there is non-driver that they don't know how to drive. They're supposed to train them, they teach them how to drive in this situation. I'm sorry why all Muslims
What's your name? Sunday?
The gathering further pledged to be law-abiding and conscious of the teaching of Allah.
Muslim faithful in Taraba State also joined their counterparts worldwide on Thursday in celebrating Eid al-Kabir. The celebration, which was done in a low key, was observed in a peaceful atmosphere. Hoja Godwin now provides all the details from Jalingo.
In Jalingo, the Deputy Governor Haruna Manu joined multitudes of Muslims faithful in prayers. Leading the congregation, the Chief Imam of the State University Mosque, Salus Isiaka, admonished Muslims to follow peace with all men, and prayers were offered for political leaders at local and national levels. Thereafter, the slaughtering of ram, which was done religiously, signifying the fulfillment of the sacrifice. In his Salah message, the Deputy Governor Haruna Manu emphasized the need for Muslims to follow peace with all men. This, he says, is in line with the teachings of Prophet Muhammad.
Well, my message is for the entire Muslims to pray for this country, to pray for Taraba State, for peace, especially in the Northeast. We all know that what we are experiencing in the Northeast in the past couple of weeks, we've seen some level of improvement in the security situation of this country. Because without security, there is nothing that can move in the country. We need security. If you are going to school, you need security. If you want to go to the work, you need security. So number one thing is security, and we do hope that there will be security in the entire country.
Some of the Muslims faithful attest to the festival of sacrifice as one that a true Muslim should practice it with love.
The significance of this Salah celebration is for us to enjoy that wonderful opportunity that have been favored by God to us through Prophet Abraham. So it's worth celebration.
They should be trustworthy. They should fear God, not anybody. And they should do the right thing. They should know whatever you do, God is watching.
My call to them is for them to try and be more peaceful and actually be praying for the society and praying for us to really understand one another, because that is the most important thing we need today, particularly in Taraba State.
The feast of sacrifice is marked in remembrance of the willingness of Prophet Ibrahim to sacrifice his son Ismail. Udwa Godwin, CoreTV News, Jalingo.
The Nasr Life Party Nasfat Society was not left out in the festival of sacrifice, otherwise known as Eid al-Kabir. After spending time in prayer, the group took a step further to put to practice the teaching of sacrifice by giving to the less privileged in some rehabilitation centre in Lagos. The report.
It's another year of reflection and rededication of faith and commitment to the tenet of Allah. But this celebration is particularly in memory of Ibrahim's great faith and obedience by showing his willingness to sacrifice his only child, Ismail. The Nasfat praying ground played host to hundreds of worshippers who came to pray. Amongst them is the National Publicity Secretary of the All Progressives Congress, Lai Mohammed, who enjoined Nigerians to be supportive of the current administration through prayers and positive actions for peace.
Now, the lesson here is that we must have faith in God, we must submit ourselves to His wishes, we must try to make the supreme sacrifice of Allah, and when you extrapolate this into the national politics, what it means is that we should all be loyal to our country, we should put the interest of the nation over and above our individual interests, and we should be ready to make whatever sacrifice necessary to propel our people and propel the nation.
The Deputy Missioner of Nasfat further moved to explain the reason for the season.
Well, like we all know, today is Eid al-Adha. That is the celebration of what most people call Big Salah, what we
recognized as Ilea Day here. You can see that a lot of us have gone to the mosque in the morning, and we are supposed to be back home to slaughter our rams as a symbolic of what Anabi Ibrahim ﷺ did, as commanded by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to him. And we just feel if we just stay at home doing this, we wouldn't have touched lives, especially with those who are, we wouldn't say less privileged, those who are challenged. So we now say, okay, the best thing is for us to come and celebrate with them. So all Muslims must be peaceful, must be law-abiding, and must always be very, very hopeful, positively hopeful.
After the prayer session, the Nasfat Society made a stop at the Lagos Rehabilitation Center, Owotui Ikorodu, to extend the celebration to the less privileged in the spirit of sacrifice and giving.
We'll take a break now. We'll be back on my stories. Please stay with us.
This is what the people are saying.
You don't run a big economy with generator. They need to do more in terms of energy and power.
Many things to do for this Nigeria about lights, water, and new TT.
For Nigerians that are not gullible, we know that good laws have done nothing good for this country.
Buhari won the election convincingly.
Talk to your husband that you should keep promise about what you said, and because people are watching you, you know, another election is coming.
Also, some people will stand for Yoruba land. Will be strong man. You don't die.
This nation is moving forward. The best is going to take place.
The people giving voice to the voiceless.
Thank you for joining us again. For more news and other programs, please visit our Facebook page at www.facebook.com/CoreTV News. You can follow us on Twitter at CoreTV News NG. Also visit our YouTube channel at youtube.com/CoreTV_news. The former secretary to the government of the Federation, Olufalaye, has been freed by his adopters. Olufalaye, who was kidnapped from his farm in Ondo State on Monday, September 21, by suspected Fulani herdsmen, was released yesterday. Adopters had demanded a cash of 100 million naira as ransom for him to be released, but it is still unknown if an amount was paid. The Commissioner for Information of Ondo State, Kayode Akimade, confirmed the release of the elder statesman. At Woodbury Court, the President Muhammadu Buhari had directed the Inspector General of Police, Solomon Arasi, and other security agencies to take all necessary action to ensure the safe and speedy rescue of the former presidential candidate. Lagos State Governor Akumi Ambode has advocated the need for strict usage of life jackets in the state's waterways. This was disclosed during a campaign of Water Transport Safety Awareness Program, which saw the distribution of 2,400 life jackets to students of primary and secondary school and boat operators in Sabo Koji community, Amuwado, for local government area of Lagos State. The governor, who was represented by the Managing Director of Lagos State Waterways Authority, LASWA, Abisola Kamson, said the distribution is part of efforts to improve safety on waterways. The director maintained it is imperative that all Lagosians are safe, ordering the life jackets should be worn when plying any form of water vessels for transportation. The Imo State Command of Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps has refuted allegations that it doesn't grant bails to suspects. Now, contrary to the revelation, members of the public who spoke to CoreTV News off camera say getting bail from the command is very difficult and suspects are often detained longer than necessary. CoreTV News, Ajibade Awofas investigates the crux of the story.
Pedro Ideba has discredited the claims of an alleged granting of bail by the command under his leadership. He reiterated that before bail is granted, certain conditions must be met.
If a suspect is arrested, in fact, under 24 hours, there's no how we will not grant the suspect bail. Within 24 hours, we have completed our investigation and the suspect granted bail. The issue of suspect saying we don't have access to bail is not correct. There are certain bail conditions within which a suspect can be granted bail. But within that 24 hours, the suspect is free. It's free to invite whoever is shorty to come and pay him or her, and that's been flowing. So whoever do not be able to meet up, is not able to meet up the condition of bail, then it's not we not granting the person bail. So there are certain conditions. We cannot just arrest you and ask you to go, because all our cases are going through the prosecution. We must arraign you before the law court.
The Imo NSCDC boss also frowned at the security personnel in the act of escorting divers of petrol-laden tankers for the aim of avoiding security checks.
It is very, very illegal for a personnel of Nigerian Civil Defense Corps to escort a tanker, a product, whether it's carrying a genuine product or is carrying an adulterated product. Those who are caught escorting any product will be sanctioned. Not even to talk about those who are escorting an illegal product. Illegal product means the person is doing illegal business. And in fact, if you discover any of my staff or any person who is not in my staff, after I'm a civil defender, after I'm a commandant in Nigeria, where a person comes from another state, escorting a tanker, carrying illegal product, please call me. I will arrest the suspect. Not only as a civil defender, any security agency I see escorting an adulterated tanker, any product, escorting a tanker that is carrying illegally refined product, please let me know. I will arrest the person. Nobody's above the law.
Ideba further urged members of the public to be security conscious and report any suspicious move in order to arm security operatives with enough information to work with. Ajibade Awofeso, CoreTV News, Owerri.
For stories outside Nigeria, Iran has led growing criticisms of Saudi Arabia after at least 717 people died and 863 were injured in a stampede near the holy city of Mecca on Thursday. Iran's Supreme National Security Council accused the Saudis of incompetence and urged them to take responsibility for the deaths. Nigeria has dismissed remarks by the Saudi health minister blaming pilgrims for not following instructions. King Salman has also ordered a safety review for the Hajj pilgrimage. The Sergeant General of the Armed Forces has defended the use of a controversial anti-malaria drug given to soldiers serving overseas. Melfluquine can have side effects and has been linked to depression, anxiety and hallucination. Air Marshal Paul Evans said all anti-malaria caused side effects and individual risk assessments were carried out before prescribing, but there have been calls for the government to reassess Narium's safety. However, medical experts from the UK, US and Australia have said the evidence suggests Narium should not be given to soldiers serving in environments where they need to be fully alert. A growing number of service personnel also want Narium to be withdrawn. In the U.S., the drug is banned from use by Special Operational Forces because of its potential side effect. And lastly, the board of scandal hits Volkswagen meets on Friday to shake up its management. On the agenda, we'll be choosing a replacement for Chief Executive Martin Winkelkorn, who resigned on Wednesday. Reports have said that the frontrunner for the top job is Porsche Chief Executive Matthias Moller. Volkswagen is also expected to dismiss executive tainted by the scandal over the rigging of emissions tests by software in its diesel cars in the U.S. But on Friday, further details of the brand's and locations of the 11 million cars involved in the scandal are due to be set out. U.S. authorities found that software in a particular diesel engine used by Volkswagen could detect when it was being tested and reduce the emissions produced. Without it, a wrap on CoreTV News on the Arm, and thanks for watching. I'm Olajumo Kimonatuji.